Here's an easy patriotic landscape idea. Let's do the sky first. Taking a mop brush and 2 different shades of blue, I'm doing angled strokes from the top left corner. Bring them down, keeping at that angle almost about 1/3 of the way like this. You can alternate the different shades of blue. And then clean off your brush really good because we're going to do some white stripes. I'm doing white first because of blending. I'm gonna do a stripe right underneath my blue going at the same angle. See how it blends in just a little bit. And then keep doing stripes, leaving a gap where your red is going to be. They don't have to be perfect, but try to stick with the same angle all the way to the bottom right corner. I'm using 12 by 12 textured cardstock today, by the way. Then once you have all your white stripes, go ahead and dip into your red. You don't have to clean off your brush for this because we want it to blend. Keeping along the same angle as your other stripes, fill in each of the gaps with the red, and if the white is still wet, it should blend along the edges. Now, acrylic craft paint dries pretty fast, so if it doesn't blend just the way you want, after you're done filling in your red all the way to the bottom right corner, you can clean off your brush, and while the brush is still damp, go along where the red and white meet. See how I'm doing that? And it's blending much more smoothly. You don't even have to dip into more white if you don't want to. I am, but you could just take a damp brush with a little bit of water and do the same thing. It's okay if the red gets into your white as well. We're going for a sunset vibe with a dark nighttime sky on the top left corner. Let's blend along this blue a little bit more here. See, let's add some water to this. Not too much water though, you don't want it to be raining. There, I'm just taking a damp brush and blending that into the blue. Beautiful. Once you have your sky the way you want it, it looks like an American flag, dry it really good so we can add some stars. First, let's do some splatter stars. Taking a stiff bristle brush, you could also use a toothbrush. Just use your finger and splatter it on. If you're not getting splatters enough, you can water down your paint, but again, don't use too much water so it doesn't rain. Don't forget to add some over the red and the white stripes. And once you have enough splatter, add some stars with a toothpick. This is another style of star. If you like to have some control about where your stars are, a toothpick is a great option. And if you want to get fancy, you can never have too many stars, so taking a detail brush, you can add some bigger shining stars with just a straight line and an X through it. It's up to you how many stars you do. I'm going to keep most of my stars in this top left-hand corner because that's representing the blue section of the American flag. For the rest of the painting, let's paint a silhouette landscape. Take some black on a clean mop brush and just add a few back and forth strokes to represent the ground at the bottom of the picture. Then, taking a fan brush, we can add a texture that looks a bit like wheatgrass. So take some black, and if you turn it vertically, it looks like little wheatgrass textures. We're going to tap the brush on the tip this way. I have them all different heights, and they can all be angled slightly differently. Unless you're doing it all perfectly straight, it might represent a cornfield. That's up to you. I'm going to create this texture all the way across the black ground. And then I'm going to turn my brush horizontally to hide the rough edge where the grass meets the ground. You can do a couple upward strokes. See how this gives it a grassy texture and then hides those rough ends. I did that all the way across my painting, and there. You could keep it like that, but let's turn it into a farmyard. I'm going to take my mop brush with some white paint and do a couple back and forth strokes in my black before it dries, making it look like the sky is reflecting on the ground. And then grab a round brush. Let's paint a super simple barn, just painting a rectangle shape on top of my ground and fill it in with black. And then you can add a roof. To do a roof, do a line going straight up the middle. You decide how tall it is. And do an angled line down to each of the top corners of your rectangle. Super simple. Fill that roof in with the black, and that's your silhouette. It's up to you how detailed you get. You could keep it just pure black. I am going to blend in some white while the black is still wet, giving it a slightly gray highlight on the left-hand side. I'm also going to add some of that gray highlight to the edges of my roof shape. There we go. Let's dry that. And then grab a detail brush. You can do whatever details you want on your barn. I'm going to paint a super simple door, just doing a line straight up the middle, and then make them 2 tall rectangle doors here. So see, that's a flat line at the top, 3 lines going down, and an angled line going into that middle point on both sides. That's my simple barn door shape. And then let's paint the window where they throw the hay out, since we have that whole field of wheatgrass. Just a tiny box here. Notice I'm keeping it a gray shade, not pure white, and shade it with a little bit of black along that left-hand side. Highlight the edges. And why don't we give them a little roof chimney here? I don't know what this is called, but we're just going to do another rectangle coming off the roof, and then mirror the roof shape with another triangle at the top. There. Don't forget to highlight that as well. And then you can do any final touches and details, like I'm going to fix up the bottom edge of my barn, just doing some more back and forth strokes with black and white on my round brush. There, so that fixes up your ground. And then this is optional, I'm going to add a fence on the left-hand side of my barn. Just 2 lines coming out from the left-hand side of the building down to the bottom left corner. And then when you do the posts, just make sure that the smallest posts are towards the back side of the fence, and as they come down to the bottom left, they get slightly taller and slightly wider. Super simple, but try to keep that perspective. And there's my simple patriotic landscape. It's an easy one for 4th of July coming up, so I hope you have fun with it. Can't wait to see how yours turn out. Don't forget to make it your own. And if you like this tutorial, follow me for more.